Hi 5D Voyagers. I'm going to be talking to you today about God consciousness, Kamasavayita, and manifesting. I've had some resistance around making these magical moments because I felt like this is not new knowledge. This is knowledge that's been around since it's ancient wisdom. The ancients knew about it. A lot of people know about it. There are more experienced teachers than I am. But I'm here to share what I have learned because I feel like it's important to pass on the message with you. So what is Kamasavayita? Kamasavayita is the highest of all yogi superpowers, or siddhis, which is available to all people, which is to be able to create anything into existence. And that can happen through either the miraculous plane, the spiritual plane, or the natural plane through the natural world. Essentially, this is what is known as manifestation or God consciousness. And how this works is to actually understand that your thoughts create your reality. That the world that you perceive around you is actually a collection of your past thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions. In the Platos Cave, the Allegory of the cave, we see that the prisoners are bound up and they're facing the cave wall looking at the shadow puppets, and they're deriving meaning from the shadow, not realizing that the puppets are actually being created behind them. And then it's when they go outside of the cave and into the full light of day that they experience this awakening. So what does this mean? This means that when we look at the cave wall and we look at the shadow puppets, we derive meaning from that. So when we look at the external world around us, we derive meaning from the shadow puppet, not realizing that we are the ones who actually created that shadow. And when we experience this awakening, we realize that we are the operant power, the divine authority, the God consciousness within our reality, or the dimension within our reality. I, at this present time, don't actually know if you, the people I'm talking to, actually have consciousness, or if you are just a projection of my mind. Isn't that a little bit wild? For me personally, my own awakening process kind of happened over a period of, I would say, about 10 years when I first started yoga. And I became connected to a lot of different various teachers who introduced me to concepts like mind over the matter, change your mind. And at first I didn't really grasp that. But as I started to work through yoga, I would tell myself, I can do this posture. I can do this posture. And I would hold the vision of the posture in my mind against what anything else said in the world around me until it eventually came together and I was able to actualize these beautiful postures. A couple years ago, I experienced a long dark night of the soul where I experienced very different levels of awakening through that pain and that transition, and a lot of mystical experience as well. And I've also done some plant-based medicine journeys which have helped to activate and open up my subconscious. All that being said is I finally got out of the cave and I want you to get out of the cave too and realize that you are God. You are the God of your reality. You create the world around you. That the real world is in the imagination and the external world around you is the shadow. It's the shadow puppets, and the shadow puppet cannot create the light. So this was a little bit of a magical moment here. And if you're interested in working with me in a conscious creation session or one of my coven sisters, I'd love to provide that information. I also am able to refer you to some of the teachers and coaches that I've worked with as well. I love you, I value you, I accept you. You are limitless, so mote it be. As I speak it, I create it. Sealed with a kiss.